And so the Jewish people see the Samaritans as their enemies. That's why whenever Jesus is telling the story of the Good Samaritan, that's why it rubbed the Pharisees up the wrong way, because Jesus is describing one of their enemies as being the one who would tend to the man who was in need. It says he had to go through Samaria because there was a Samaritan woman that Jesus was going to connect with. That was why he had to go. You see, the thing that this little story encapsulates the heart of Jesus. Because Jesus doesn't care who you are, where you're from, what your background is. He will climb any mountain that he needs to climb. He will kick down any wall that he needs to kick down to get to you. To get to you. That's the gospel. That's the heart of Jesus Christ. That he left the pleasures of heaven, and that he came down to this messed up world, to this messed up earth, coming to be born as a baby in Bethlehem. He didn't care. He was like, his love for us was so greater than our sin. And he was like, I don't care what I've got to do. I've got to get to you. He left heaven to get to us. So he didn't care that it was Samaria. He didn't care that it was a Samaritan woman. He had to get to her. He takes his disciples with him. They're walking along and they come to this well, and he sends the disciples into the city, to a city called Sychar. They go off to buy food. Jesus waits at the well, and it's 12 in the afternoon. It's 12 noon, and this woman turns up with her water pot to get water from the well. There is so much that is now wrong with this whole situation. It was bad enough that Jesus is going through Samaria. That was bad enough, but now he's about to talk to a Samaritan woman. And she approaches the well, and Jesus initiates a conversation with her. Give me a drink. And she looks at him, and she's startled, she's confused, she's bewildered. She's like, this is wrong. And she's asking the question, how is it that you, a Jewish man, are asking me, a Samaritan woman, for a drink? She knew it herself. She knew this is wrong. He's a Jew, so first of all, he shouldn't be here. Second of all, he shouldn't even be talking to me, a woman, a Samaritan woman at that. Jesus doesn't care. There are no boundaries with Jesus Christ. There is nothing that can separate us from the love of God. What can separate us from the love of Christ Jesus? He will do whatever it takes to get to you. He will do whatever it takes. This woman is startled. She's like, this can't be happening. You cannot be here. You ever have one of those days where it's just one of those days? Where it's just like, it's the same old. It's like, you get up, you get ready, you go to work, you come home, you watch some TV, you go to bed, you get up, you go to work. You know the routine. You go through the routine. This woman had a routine in her life. What was strange about this, however, was that in this routine, she's coming to get water by herself at 12 in the afternoon. This is the nation of Israel. I mean, you're talking probably at times 40-degree heat. And it's the hottest day. It's the hottest part of the day. And she's going to get water. You see, normally what would happen is the women would go together to get the water. They would all gather around together. Okay, what time are we eating at? Let's go at 9 in the morning before the sun kind of starts to rise and it gets really, really hot. Or let's leave it until the cool of the day. Leave it until 6 p.m. and then we'll go. You didn't go at 12 in the afternoon. That was just stupid. And it became a community thing where the women would go together. This woman comes at the hottest part of the day, and she comes by herself. Something going on in this woman's life that's not quite right, that causes her to want to go there by herself. What's going on in this woman's life? We're about to find out. She's startled. She's like, who are you, a Jewish man, to talk to me, a Samaritan woman, to ask me for a drink? The Bible says that she came there to draw water. She came to draw water. She came with her pot. She came with her water pot, and she came to the well as she had done every day previous to draw water. She wakes up in the morning and it's just like the same old day. The same old routine. You get up, you get ready, you go to work, you come home, you watch some TV, you get up, you get ready, you go to work, you come home, you watch some TV. It's the same old routine. I thank God for those one-day moments. I thank God for those life-changing one-day moments. They are very, very few. You will hopefully get at least one in your lifetime. I've had two. I'm not talking about those moments where you kind of leave church or you have that experience with God and you say, yeah, that was powerful, that was awesome. I'm talking about life-changing experiences. I'm talking about experiences where if you didn't have it, then you would end up dead. If you didn't have it, then you would end up lost. You would end up absolutely and totally wasted. I'm talking about life-changing moments, life-changing encounters with the living God. Been fortunate enough to have two of those moments, two of those one days. You know, like Zechariah, John the Baptist's father, it says one day he's getting ready to put on the priestly garments and to go on to perform the priestly duties. This was something that he had done many times before in going into the temple to prepare the sacrifice. And it had become a routine. You see, we can go through the routine in church. We come to church on Sunday because of Sunday. For no other reason but for the fact that it's Sunday. And that's our routine. And there is so much more, church. We come together to worship Almighty God. We come together to lift Him up, to give Him His honor, His praise, His worth, His value, to honor Him, to lift Him up. And then we wait in expectancy of Him to move. Every Sunday we should be leaving this place knowing I'm back with God today. Every Sunday we should be waking up and saying, I'm meeting with the body of Christ. I'm meeting with the family. And I'm going to meet with God, and the Holy Spirit is going to move in this place. The Holy Spirit is going to move in my heart and in my life. I'm going to leave this place changed. He goes through the routine in Zechariah. One day he's getting ready to go into the temple to perform the priestly duties. And he has an encounter with an angel, and it's prophesied over him about the child that he is going to have. That one day changed his life. One day Moses is walking through the wilderness. He's walking the sheep through the wilderness just like he had done many, many days before and many, many years before it became the routine. But one day he comes across this bush that is on fire, but it's not being consumed, and it is a life-changing experience. One day Peter's out fishing just like he had done years previous. This was his livelihood. He goes out fishing. This is what he does on a daily basis. But one day, Jesus comes up to him and he says, follow me. I'm going to be fisher of men. Life-changing experience. We talked a couple of weeks ago about Matthew the tax collector. This is what he did. He's out on a daily basis collecting taxes on behalf of the Romans. But then one day, Jesus turns up and he says, Matthew, follow me. Those life-changing experiences, and this woman was about to have one. Jesus says, give me a drink. He says, how can you ask me for a drink? And he says, if you knew who it was that was asking you for a drink, you would have asked him and he would have given you living waters. Living water. She's not intrigued. She's like, living waters. That sounds good to me. Why? Because she was dead. She was dead. And whenever there's this opportunity of something living, and there's this opportunity of a free gift, then she's intrigued. She's like, tell me more. Tell me more. The conversation continues, and the conversation begins to flow, and he's beginning to change the life of this Samaritan woman. And as the conversation goes on, and they begin to talk about this living water. And she said, yeah, I want this living water. Can you give it to me? And so Jesus responds and he says, yeah, no problem. Go get your husband. Go get your husband. Bring him here. And yeah, we'll get you this living water. And you know the way we tell God a half-truth? A half-truth is still a lie. I have no husband. That was true. I don't have a husband. And Jesus is like, yeah, I know. You've actually had 5. And you're now shacked up with him, and it's not even your husband. She says, sir, you gotta be a prophet or something, haven't you? See, the thing about the Samaritans is that the Samaritans, they disregarded the prophets of the Old Testament. But they held on to the first 5 books of the Bible, to the Pentateuch, to the Torah. And within that, it seems that this woman seems to know a heck of a lot more than the Pharisees wanted to grab hold of the whole of the Old Testament. Because as they're talking, she's like, you must be some kind of a prophet. And within Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 15, Moses is talking about a coming prophet that would come, that would be raised up just like him. And it's what's known as a messianic prophecy. And he's talking about the coming Messiah. And the Samaritans held on to that as being the next one true prophet will be the Messiah. And so there's something in her mind that she already knows this prophecy. And if he knows this about me, then maybe, just maybe, not only is he a prophet, but he is the prophet. Maybe, just maybe, this could be the Messiah. She begins to talk about worship. She begins to ask him about worship, and she says, you Jews, you talk about worshiping on this mountain, and we worship on this mountain. And then Jesus responds, listen, it's not about where. It's not about where. It's not about how. God is seeking those who will worship, the true worshippers, who will worship in spirit and in truth. You see, worship is based on, is grounded on, find its foundation on who God is. The truth of who God is. That never changes. Who God is never, ever changes. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So whenever we come and we worship Him, we worship one whose truth never, ever changes. And sometimes what we do is, very often what we do is we make the worship about us. Well, I don't feel like worshiping today. I don't really like the worship leader that's on today. I prefer Abigail because Abigail rocks. And we forget that we come in because of Him. Because of the truth of who He is. He never changes. It's the truth of Him. And our worship is founded on and is based on who He is. That's why we glorify Him. And the truth of Him, that He is searching for us. You see, this woman came to the well. The truth of the matter is that she was also searching. But she didn't know that Jesus was searching for her. When we go through life and we're searching for something, that's why we end up on the drugs. That's why we end up with the alcohol. That's why we end up with so many different relationships. We're looking for belonging. We're searching for meaning and for fulfillment. And it will only ever be found in Jesus Christ. But we don't know that. Before we're saved, we don't know that. We don't fully grab hold of that. Only until we are saved, then it's revealed to us. You know what? That's what I was looking for all along. That's what I needed all along. It's in Jesus Christ that I find fulfillment. It's in Jesus Christ that I find purpose. It's in Jesus Christ that I find belonging. It's in Jesus Christ that my true identity and purpose and destiny is revealed. And she was searching. She was there to draw water. They begin to talk about worship. And then it goes on, and they're talking about the prophet, they're talking about the Messiah. As she asks him the question about the Messiah, not very often, probably not ever, but not very often does Jesus turn around and say, I am He. I am He. Even in His trial, even whenever He's on trial and people are asking Him questions, are you the Messiah? His response is, you have said that it is so. Even whenever He heals people and He tells them, don't tell anybody it was me. He never once turns up and He says, I'm the Messiah. He makes declarations of, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the door, I am the gate, I am the good shepherd. And using that I am, he is referring to God, meaning Moses, whenever God says to Moses, I am. So He does, in a way, say, I am God. But at this moment in time, He turns to the woman who's asking Him about the Messiah, and He says to her, it's me. I'm the Messiah. She's like, you could be. I think you are. This life-changing moment in her life, because Jesus was kicking down walls, was climbing up mountains, was taking away any hindrances to get to her. And he's doing the same thing for you today. That's what he does. He's come to seek and to save the lost. Watch what happens, because she leaves. The disciples are turning up and she's there and she leaves to go back to her city. And it's not a case of this woman's life where it's like, this is amazing. This is incredible. I'm going to keep what I've received, because this is going to change my life. Thank you, Jesus, for changing my life. What time service at next Sunday? Come into church on Sunday. No, she goes back to her city. This woman who had 5 husbands, and the man she's shacked up with in the minute is not her husband. Showing the whole reason as to why she's turned up alone, why she's not hanging with the other women, because as the other women are turning up that morning, then she's probably the topic of conversation. That's why she's alone. You ever see yourself in the story? You ever been there? Felt so unworthy? If ever there was someone that Jesus shouldn't be talking to, it was this woman. Shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been speaking with her. And this is the woman that he had to go through Samaria for. She came to draw water. He came to kick down walls, to climb up mountains to get to her. She leaves. She goes back into her city. Having come alone, she leaves her water pot. Water pot's no longer important, because she's had an encounter with Jesus Christ. There are things that you're still classing as important that you're putting in front of God, church. If you can't come to church because there's something on TV, then there's something wrong with your walk with God. That's the thing that's holding you back from connecting with other Christians. Then you need to take a look at your walk with God. You need an encounter with Jesus Christ. You need one of those one-day moments. She leaves and she goes back to the city. She begins to ask a question. She's now seeking out people. Before she was hiding from people, now she's saying to people, come see a man. Come see a man who told me everything. Everything that I've done wrong. He's told me everything about myself. Could he be the Messiah? Could he be the one? Could he be the one that's prophesied in Deuteronomy? Could this be the man? On the word of her testimony, they went to see. On the word of her testimony, the city comes to Jesus. There is a city, church, that's waiting for us to share our story. There's a city that is waiting for us. Belfast is waiting for us to share our story. There is a revival that is just beyond the other side of our testimony. Oh no, there's a match on tonight. No, I can't. I want to watch the match. But there's Emmerdale Farms on, Coronation Street's on. No, I can't make church tonight. I don't want to miss. I want to see what's going to happen. No, there's this new movie out. I haven't had a chance to get to the movies in 2 weeks, so there's this new movie out. I want to go and see Wonder Woman. Do you want this mic? Goodness, if we could put God in his rightful place again. If we could put God in his rightful place again. She goes to the city. Come see a man. You see, before it was, I hope nobody sees me. I hope nobody, I gotta get to the well, I gotta get water, I gotta get back before anybody sees me. Because I know they're all talking about me, because I've got a history, I've got a past. Everybody's talking about me. Nobody wants to see me. She's hiding. She has an encounter with Jesus Christ. And she goes to the people, come see a man. Come see a man. I've met this man. His name's Jesus. He's at the well. Could this be the Messiah? He's told me everything he knows about myself. He's told me everything that I've done wrong. Come and see him. Come and see him. He can change your life. And the city comes to Jesus. What a change in this woman's life. What a change. She came to draw water. She came to draw water. And she got the living water that Jesus Christ was talking about. He kicked down walls. He climbed mountains to get to her. Jesus ends up at the city, come to Jesus, and they're talking with him, and they say to him, will you stay with us? Don't believe in us. Stay with us. Stay and talk with us. Stay and spend some time with us. You know, sometimes we can't wait to get out quick enough. And they're saying, Jesus, would you stay with us? And he ends up staying a couple of days. Stays a couple of days with them and transforms that city. And what we have found that years later, in Acts chapter 8, Philip, the evangelist, ends up in Samaria. See, what happened in John chapter 4 was only the start. There's still more to be done in that city. And in Acts chapter 8, Philip the evangelist ends up in Samaria, the same place. And there's a revival that breaks out in Samaria, the enemies of the Jews. How awesome would it be if a revival broke out in the Falls Road? That might actually offend some people. How amazing would that be if revival broke out in the Falls Road rather than the Shannon Road? So that's what's happening here. Jesus had come, he's a Jewish man, and he tells the woman salvation is of the Jews, and yet he's put to death. The Apostle Paul, he goes to the Jews, and the Jews are rejecting his message, so he ends up saying, okay, I'm going to go to the Gentiles. And this community has been brought up with the gospel. How awesome would it be if God said, you know, okay, let's start a revival over here. I don't know if anybody could handle that, but that's what happens. Because of her testimony, she came to draw water. She came to draw water. She leaves her pot because she encounters the living water that Jesus Christ was talking about. So as I come to a close, I want to invite you to drink. I want to invite you to drink today. I want to invite you to have an encounter with Jesus Christ today. I want to challenge you. Don't leave this place the same. Don't leave this place the same way you came in. There is a river. There is a river. Ezekiel talks about this river. Talks about the river that flows from the temple. Ezekiel 47. He describes a temple in this river that comes out of the temple, and we're encouraged. Come and dive in. Come and get deeper. Come and drink of the fountain. Come and drink of the water that I give. Because anybody that drinks from this water, they're going to be thirsty again. But whoever drinks of me, of the water that I'm going to give, you ain't never going to thirst again. Will you stand to your feet? Stand to your feet. Father God, we want to thank you for sending your Son, Jesus. Jesus, we want to thank you today that you gave up the pleasures of heaven and that you kicked down walls and you climbed mountains just to get to me, just to get to us. You're seeking, you're searching for us. You're willing to leave the 99 just to get to that one. Thank you today, Jesus. If you're here today and you're not a Christian, you've never had that encounter with Jesus Christ, I want to encourage you just to pray. I want to encourage you just to ask Jesus Christ to come into your life, to transform you, to change you from the inside out. And then you tell someone that you know as a Christian, Come and speak to me if you don't know anyone. When you tell someone you know that's a Christian, I'm praying that prayer, I'm going to follow Jesus. So you pray this prayer right now. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you for searching for me and for seeking me out. Today I ask that you will transform me and change me from the inside out. From this day on, I will follow you. Holy Spirit, fill me to overflowing. In Jesus' name I pray. Our prayer team are going to be here. We're going to listen. Don't worry about announcements and about an offering. We're going to do that later on. I just felt today that we were in that moment where the Holy Spirit just wants to move. Will you let Him, church? Will you let Him move in your life today? Will you let Him move in your heart and your circumstances? Let Him breathe afresh upon you today. Don't leave this place without encountering the living God. There's a river. There's a river running right through this altar. There's a river. Come to the
morning that some of you look back in your own experience and you look back to that moment when you had that confrontation with Jesus, when you had that life-changing moment, and you look back. Some of you wish you could go back to that moment because it's like it's so far away, it's so distant. And something happened from that moment, from that life-changing moment. Something happened as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, and the months turned into years, and other connections came into your life, or just other things began to happen. And for some reason, you settled down in your Christian life, in your Christian walk, and that experience now seems so distant. John reminded us that even beyond Jesus having been there, that later on Philip goes and revival breaks out in Samaria because God raised up the evangelist to take him back into that area. Friends, what that shows me is that sometimes the work is not always just completed at that one moment. That is an ongoing, life-changing experience. And I believe today that God is wanting to bring some of you back, not to that moment, but back into that connection with Him, so that something will be completed in you this day. Something ongoing is happening, and this is part of the process. As God brings you into this place, into this moment, He's saying to you today, it's not finished. It's not over yet. There's still much more to be done. Paul the Apostle was confronted by Jesus on the road to Damascus, and his life was totally transformed. He wasn't released into ministry for another 3 plus 14 years. 3 years with Jesus. 14 years of training. And there was a whole lot of stuff going on in his life. It was like he needed those 3 years in the desert place with Jesus in order to get all of the religion out of his heart and out of his life. And I believe today that God is saying to some of you that you're still in the process, that He's still taking you through the stuff and still taking the stuff out of your life. And so as you look back in that moment when you know that you trusted Jesus, you begin to follow Him, and that was truly a life-changing moment. Don't beat yourself up. Don't get yourself down. Don't condemn yourself. Don't punish yourself. But come again for more. Come again for more. Zabby was reminding us, and we sung that song earlier on, that there's more, and there's much more. And God is pouring out afresh of His Holy Spirit in this place, so that you know that what happened in the past was not an end in itself, but God has given you more. And there's more for you this morning. God is breaking down your barriers. He's broken them down to get to where you are. But He's saying, come on, you now begin to do your part. You begin to break down the barriers. You begin to break through. 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 As the Spirit of God breaks through, you begin to break through. You begin to break through. You begin to break through.
start. And that if you're scared to walk up to the front, and scared that you're probably going to get prayed for, come up to the front. You're not going to get prayed for. Like, I feel like the restoration that you can receive this morning can be done without anybody laying hands on you. That if you're scared to walk up here, run for it, because the greatest fear is whenever the greatest victory comes behind it. You need a new start, guys. There's some people that need a new start. Regardless of whether or not it's your job. There's some people that are even praying for their children to come back home. They're gonna come back home. They're gonna come back home. Your prayers have not been muted, they've been answered. They've been answered. Hallelujah, hallelujah. This is a new step for you guys. That stop doing normal church, guys. That you come here every Sunday, but there's no change. That there's a point that if you step into obedience, that you know inside of you there's this voice telling you that you want to step out, but you're scared of other people because of the distractions. But there's something that whenever you step past that your life will be changed. And you think that you're underestimating God. That you step out regardless of the people around you or how long you've been saved for, or even if you're not saved, that Lord can meet you right where you're at. The Father can meet you right where you're at right now. This song speaks so much truth, and it's speaking to your heart. You can feel it. People are probably holding back tears right now because they can feel the Father's love for them just running through them, and they're trying to ignore it. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore the voice of God. He came here for you, so why not come for him? Don't come for people. Stop coming for people. We're going to sing it again one more time. This is your opportunity to have a new start. Come forward. Thank you, Jesus.
want to receive communion, we want to leave it up on the platform because we just want to continue to worship. And as we continue to worship, then you just in your own time feel free. Come up to the altar. You take communion. We'll continue for another, 10, 15 minutes, whatever long it takes for God to break through in your life. Just being reminded of the woman with the issue of blood who had to get through a crowd to get to Jesus. There may not be a crowd in front of you, but there are things in your mind in front of you that are causing you to stay where you are. There are hindrances in your mind, in your heart, in your life that are causing you to stay where you are. They're the things that you've got to fight through. They're the things that you've got to struggle through to get your breakthrough. I just want to encourage you as you come up to take communion then, to my left, if you just want to stand and worship God, then you do that. But to my right, if you want to receive prayer, then our prayer team will be on my right. If you just want to come and kneel by the altar, then you come and do that. This altar continues to remain open. We continue to worship, church. We're not over yet. We're not over yet. God still has more to do in some people's lives. The Lord Jesus Christ, on the night that he was betrayed, he took bread. He broke it and he said, "Take, eat, for this is my body which is broken for you." In the same way also, he took the cup. He said, "This cup is the new covenant of my blood. Drink ye of it. For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim my death till I come." Lord Jesus, we thank you for the shedding of your precious blood on the cross. And that blood still speaks today. The blood of redemption, the blood of restoration, the blood of reconciliation. Thank you, Jesus. As we continue to worship, then, you feel free in your own time just to come and partake of the emblems at the front here. If you just want to stay at the front and worship, come to my left. If you need prayer, then come to my right. Let's just continue to worship, church.
Y'all ready for breakthrough? Hallelujah. Let's go. Here we go.
Belfast.